Right. Today we're going to talk about how to expand and condense logs or LNs. The reason we're going to expand or condense is because eventually we'll be moving into solving. And then when you're solving, sometimes you will have to do this as well. So the first thing you have to know is we have three properties that will involve us being able to expand or condense. And the properties, you can read them forward if you want to expand, and you can read it backwards if you want to condense. So the first one is called the product property. Product property means you're multiplying. So here we're saying log base b of m times n equals, and the property says if you're multiplying, you're going to change that to addition. So log base b of m plus log base b of n. And we expanded it because instead of just one log, we put two logs there. And then it works the same way whether it says log or ln. Now, if you're condensing it, you're going to say, oh, if there's a plus, I'm going to change plus to multiplication, and then I'm only going to write log one time, and then I'd say m times n. So the second one is quotient property. So if you're dividing, you're going to expand it by changing it to subtraction. Okay, or vice versa. If you're condensing, you're going to see subtraction and you're going to change it to division. And then the last one is called the power property. And for this one, you're going to take the exponent, which we're calling the exponent k, and you get to expand it by taking the exponent and moving it out in front of log. So there would be a whole number times the log base b of m. Or if you're going to condense it, you're going to say, oh, any numbers out in front of log get to be moved up as exponents. So the front side of our notes, this one is all about expanding, which means instead of one log or one ln, you're going to have two or more given to you in the problem. All right, so on A, the first thing I notice is I am multiplying a squared times b to the 7th. And multiplication means I'm going to change it to addition. So log base 5 of a squared plus log base 5 of b to the 7th. And then my last property says, power property says, oh, exponents. If I have exponents, I get to take them and move them out in front of log. So 2 gets to go out in front of log base 5 of a plus move the 7 out in front of log base b of b, not y. And we're done. Okay, so on the second one, ln of 25 divided by 3. Well, I'm going to say that's my second property because I see division, and division means I get to change it to subtraction. So I'm going to do ln of 25 minus ln of 3. And I'm done because there's no powers, so I don't have anything to worry about. Okay, C. I see multiplication first, so I'm going to deal with that. So log base 7 of r to the 3rd. And I'm going to change multiplication to addition. So plus log base 7 of t to the 4th power. Oh, then I see division. And division I'm going to change to subtraction. So I'm going to go minus log base 7 of v. Then I just scan, do I have powers? Yes, I do. If I have powers, then move them out in front. So 3 log base 7 of r plus 4 log base 7 of t. The v doesn't have any power, so I don't do anything with that. So I just say minus log base 7 of v. Done. D is just like B. So on this one, I'm like, ooh, I see division. And if I see division, I'm going to change it to subtraction. So I'm going to do ln of 7 minus ln of 225. Done. All right, E. Okay, I see multiplication on the top. I see 2 times x. So I'm going to go log base 3 of 2 plus log base 3 of x. Then I see division. So division, I'm going to go minus. Now you're going to notice on the bottom of my fraction, unlike the problem above it on C, that only had one item on the bottom. Hopefully on this one, you notice I have 2 items. I have a 7 and a y. So I'm going to put those in parentheses because there's more than one item. And then I'm going to say, oh, well, inside my parentheses, I got a 7 times a y. So then I'm going to say log base 3 of 7 plus log base 3 of y. And I have to make sure those are in the parentheses so that everybody understands division means subtraction, that they both go on the bottom. Now, what if you said, oh, well, Miss Meyer, what if I look at that and then I say, what if I distribute my minus sign and I wrote this as an answer? What if I said log base 3 of 2 plus log base 3 of x minus log base 3 of 7 minus log base 3 of y? Would that also be correct? And I would say, yes, it would, because you are allowed to distribute that minus sign. No big deal. So either way is correct. Okay, on the next one, I see this little power outside the parentheses. So that means it has to go to the top and the bottom. So I'm going to think of the original problem as being log base 3 of y squared over 3 squared. So now I see division, and division I'm going to change to subtraction. So log base 3 of y squared minus log base 3 of 3 to the second. Okay, on the exponents, I'm going to move the exponents out in front. So 2 log base 3 of y minus 2 log base 3 of 3. But hey, we're not finished. Don't call it done, because do you remember in our first lesson, and we talked about if you had log base 5 of 5, those were going to cancel out. So right here, you should notice, ooh, I have a log base 3 of 3, so those just cancel out, which means my final answer is 2 log base 3 of y minus 2. Okay, next problem. Okay, on this one, do you notice that I put a 2 in front of the log? Okay, so that 2 in front of the log, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that and move it up as an exponent. So I'm going to have log base 5 of AB in the parentheses 3 times 2, because remember, when you have something out in front, you get to move it up as an exponent. So I'm going to move that up as the exponent. And then I also have to move it up as an exponent for C. So then we're looking at log base 5 of AB in parentheses raised to the 6th power and C raised to the 8th power. Okay, that A and B are inside the parentheses, which technically means that they both get the power of 6. So A to the 6th, B to the 6th, C to the 8th. And then I'm going to say, oh, I see multiplication between A, B, and C. So log base 5 of A to the 6th power plus log base 5 of B to the 6th power plus log base 5 of C to the 8th power. Then I get to move my exponents out in front to be done. 6 log base 5 of A plus 6 log base 5 of B plus 8 log base 5 of C. Done. Okay, next one. H. Oh, what makes H a little different is we have a square root around it. Okay, so if we have a square root, this requires you to remember something from last unit. So from 5.1, when we were talking about how to get rid of roots. Okay, my index number is not listed for my root, so that means my index number, stop moving paper, sorry, is 2. So now to get rid of the square root, because we can have a square root, what we do is we put the inside exponents over the outside index number. And I know it might seem a little bit since we did 5.1, but that's what we talked about in lesson 5.1. So it's going to look like this. Log, and then I don't really have a base number, which means the base number is 10, so I don't have to write the base number, so I just have log. And then for 3, its exponent would be 1 on the inside, so put that 1 over 2, because that's my index number. F would be 1 over 2. G would be 2 over 2. And K would be 1 over 2. Well, G, 2 over 2, that's just going to reduce down to G to the first power. Okay, so I see multiplication, multiplication, and division. And then remember, you get to move your exponents out in front. So I should be looking at 1/2 log 3 plus 1/2 log F plus log G, because G only had a power of 1, which means I don't really have to move anything, minus for division, and then exponent out in front, 1/2 log K. Finished. So now let's go backwards. So instead of expanding, let's condense. So you're going to notice that you're going to have at least 2 logs or ln's in every single problem. And then our job is to condense it down to a single log or ln. So the first thing I start with is if I see numbers in front of logs, I move them up as exponents. Okay, so then I'm going to have an exponent of 4 up here with the m and an exponent of 3 up here with the n. Then I see times, which I'm going to change to multiplication. And then I see subtraction, which I'm going to change to division. So I'm writing my log base 4 one time, only one log or 1 ln. That's it. And then I'm going to have m to the 4th power times n to the 3rd power divided by b. Finished. Okay, next one. Oop, numbers in front get to go up as powers. Now, since this isn't a letter to a power, it's a number to a power, let's go ahead and actually work it out. So 2 to the 3rd power is actually 8. And 5 to the 2nd power is actually 25. And then subtraction is going to change to division. So we're looking at ln of 8 divided by 25. Done. Okay, going to move my numbers up in front as powers. So then I got log base 2 of c to the 1/2 minus log base 2 of n to the 2nd. Oh, 1/2. If I see a power of 1/2, everybody should know 1/2 power is equivalent to taking the square root. So here I'm going to write it as log base 2 square root of c. And then subtraction means division. And then I'm going to put n to the 7th power on the bottom. Done. Okay, here I'm going to move my power up. So that's going to be 7 squared, which 7 squared is 49. So I have the ln of 49 plus ln of 2. Okay. Adding changes to multiplication. So I'm looking at ln of 49 times 2. And 49 times 2 is 98. ln of 98, done. Okay, E. For that C, I'm going to move the 2 up and make it an exponent. Boom. Subtraction means division. So log base 7, A divided by B. Plus means times C squared. And when I'm saying times C squared, does that mean I put it on the top of the fraction or do I put it on the bottom of the fraction? Well, think of C squared as a fraction and that would be over 1. So hopefully you're going to say, oh, the C squared shall go on top. So I have log base 7 A C squared over B. All right, next one. I'm going to move my 2 up as an exponent for my 40. I'm going to move my 3. Sorry. Come on. I'm going to move my 3 up as an exponent for 4. Okay, and then subtraction. So I got log of 40 squared divided by 4 to the third power. 40 squared is 1600 divided by 4 squared, which is 64. So 1600 divided by 64 is 25. So I'm looking at log 25, and then I still have minus log 5. So now I see subtraction. Subtraction, I'm going to change to division. So log 25 over 5, and 25 over 5 reduces down to 5. So final answer is log 5. Okay, last ones. For this one, I'm going to start by moving my 2 up as an exponent for A. And then, that 3 is outside the parentheses. So that means it's going to go up as an exponent for the B and the C. Boom. So I got log base 5 A squared. Now, do you notice that the B and the C are both in the parentheses and we have that subtraction sign out in front? That subtraction sign means that they're both going to go on the bottom. So you're going to have B to the third times C to the third, but those both have to be on the bottom of the fraction because of that. Sorry, my page moved there. Because of the parentheses. So last one. Okay, I'm going to move my powers up here. So first thing I'm going to do, oh, sorry, my screen keeps moving. Okay, I'm going to move the 4 up, so it's going to be a power for the Y. Then that 1/3 is out in front, so I'm going to move that up as a power for the X. And then since I already have a power there for the Y, I'm going to multiply 4 times 1/3. So I'm looking at log 2 plus log X to the 1/3 power plus log Y. And then 4 times 1/3 is actually just 4/3. Now, anything that has a fraction power, we get to turn into a root. Okay, so log base 2 plus log X to the 1/3 power would be the third root of X. Because remember, top number on the exponent goes inside. The bottom number is your index. Plus log, and then this one, top number goes inside, and the bottom number becomes your index. So it should be cubed root of y to the 4th. Now I see pluses. Pluses means multiplication. So log 2 cube root. And then since both of these are cube root, I can write x to the 1st power and y to the 4th power underneath the cube root. And we are finished.